All right, let's welcome one of the Eagles' great players of all time, Seth Joyner, to the show as he joins us every single Monday in studio. Seth, good morning, bud.
What's going on, ladies and gents?
Well, I know you're fired up, so Seth takes a cup of water here to rev his engine. So, Seth, what is inside your engine that is worth revving?
It's so hard being, a fan of this team. It's one thing, to journalistically cover the team. It's really difficult being a fan of the team and sitting back and watching what you just watched last week. It just makes you wonder. It's hard to critique a coach, Joe, who's got 59 wins, I think it is, in 5 years. Mm-hmm. This just got phenomenal numbers, and then you sit back and you watch the decisions that are made, and it just really leaves you mystified, if you will.
Which decisions bothered you the most? Let's start with the players to play the starters or not. You think that was a mistake?
Well, listen, I sat here last week and told you they were going to do that. I just knew it. And this whole narrative that, you got to protect the players. Well, in this era of doing less and getting more, and how an entitlement drives me crazy. You only got 17 weeks to play the game that you love. And I wanted to play every second of those 17 weeks. And I knew the ramifications. I knew that there was a possibility that I could have gotten hurt. I played hurt.
How much did you think about getting hurt while you were playing?
You never thought about it.
Never!
But you consistently talk about it, and the more you talk about it, those are the things that you bring about.
Well,
Yeah.
Right.
And even the fans, the fans in their commentary, he did the right thing. No, he did not. Okay? Because this team should be the number 2 seed. You got 2 games at home minimum. And the only reason you would have to go on the road is that you'd be playing in the NFC Championship game against Seattle, in Seattle. And if you get lucky like you did last year and somebody knocks Seattle off, you got the NFC Championship game at home. Is that really worth the rest?
What a path. Absolutely. To me, it is.
So to me, the rest is worth it. I understand your point. I just think the rest
soft,
is worth
Joe.
it.
It's soft. Okay? It's a soft mentality. All of this load management. Come on. What the hell do you do in the off season? The reason you have an off season is to rest and heal your body.
But what about
to work
Dickerson?
out?
They don't even practice. They
what
walk
about
through
what
during the
about
week.
what about what about
Dickerson
what about?
and Jurgens.
You could be walking across the street. I can leave this studio and walk across the street to get in my car, okay, and step off the damn curb and hurt myself, okay. If and Buts was candy and nuts, we'd all have a merry damn Christmas, okay? That's the fact. You cannot play this game, whether you be a player, a coach, or someone in management, with the mentality that I might get hurt.
Would you feel differently if they had a 1 seed locked up? No, I'm asking you a question. If they had a 1 seed locked up, would you still say that's the place?
Yeah, if they had the 1 seed locked up, that means that they probably would have won 14 to 15 games.
And you'd be okay with the rest of them?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so it's the 2 seed reality. It's the fact that you could have gone from 3 to 2 is what's bugging you.
It's not only the seed, but the offense has looked horrible all season long.
So we needed that easier path through the postseason.
So you're telling me, as a head coach, and let's just be honest, it's highly likely that it's not a decision he made. It was probably a decision that he was told to make. Okay, let's just be honest about where the decision really came from. Okay, you play the game, man. That's what you do. You play the game of football. And the number one thing that you're playing for when you start at the beginning of the year is the best seeding in a tournament that you could possibly get. and you had a clear opportunity yesterday. Things had to fall right.
So let me just say one thing to jump in here, because it
was likely that those things would fall right.
That's something similar to something John said earlier. Seth, here's where I diverge from you and John on this topic. I think the biggest, and I'm not even going to say rest, and meaning not getting injured. I think the biggest priority is not where you're seated, it's how effective you will be as a team in the playoffs, how well you will play in the playoffs. And I personally believe, and I think Sirianni believes, that they will play better because they rested, regardless of what seed they end up. I really believe that.
We thought that they would play better after the bye, right? You got a week off,
well,
right?
They normally do.
No. Did you think that they were going to play
really
better
rested.
after one week of rest after the bye,
Yes.
right? They have looked terrible offensively all season long.
Well, they did.
With a week off.
They did win that game, right? Which game was that? Was that a game?
Packers.
It doesn't matter whether they won.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter whether they won or lost it. I always say, you've been hearing me say this for the last 4 or 5 years that I've been sitting in this seat on Monday, right?
Yep.
It's not. Sometimes it's more important how you win rather than if you win, because it's a precursor to what's to come.
Look, I can't stand the offense either. I'm just separating the issues regarding rest. That's all. All right, let's listen to Sirianni, what he said on the topic, because he addressed it a few different ways yesterday. Let's listen to something he said when he talked about things that factored into the decision.
Were there previous situations that factored into your decision? I'm thinking of something along the lines of AJ getting hurt against the Giants a couple of years ago, or maybe something from Indianapolis. Is there history that played into this?
Yeah, well, I think that, again, you do every year is different, Mike. Every year that you go through it is you're judging this team, but of course you think back into that, and I think my mindset was of, all the good things that have happened as we've rested guys. I didn't really think too much about the negatives of it. You think through everything, but I thought more about when we have had an opportunity to get a bye that served us well here in the past.
Look, clearly we just have our disagreements. John and Seth are on one side.
When you've had the opportunity to get the 2 seed, like you had last year when you won the Super Bowl, you go and grab it. And you don't go and grab that 2 seed by sitting your starters. It is disrespectful to the game, first of all, to say, hey, we can go out and beat a professional football team with a bunch of backups. That's gross to me. And that, man, I really have a problem with that part. It just feels wrong. And then the fact that I know the guys are going to say that they support this. I know the players will say, hey, this
because they've been brainwashed into thinking that way.
And so, but I don't want that to. It's like this is going to get glossed over, and hey, it's just the way it all fell. But that's not true. You had a chance to grab this and steer it,
John,
and you gave that up.
I'm going to give you another thing to take a look at. Okay, if rest and keeping guys healthy was so important, how do you put your number 2 receiver, your 1A receiver out there and subject him to what they subjected him to at the beginning? So
I agree.
It was not okay last year for you to give Saquon an opportunity to break a hollowed record. But it was okay for you to put, and listen, I support it 100%. I support it. But you're sending mixed messages
as the
head coach, because you put him in harm's way. That big pass that he caught, I cringed when he caught that ball.
Between 2 guys,
huh?
He nearly got sandwiched between 2 guys.
Absolutely.
Now, Seth, we're on the same page on that, big time.
So if you're going to do that, then turn around and tell everybody else that we're going to rest and keep you healthy, and then you're going to not allow this kid last year to go for the record where he probably could have got it in a half of football as good as that offensive line was. Okay, what's really at play here? What is it that you're talking about? What are you really doing? Because I sit through these press conferences every week and I try to glean something from it.
It's hard.
And I'm sitting next to, Mark Farzetta. He's running. He's hosting our pre and post game show.
Yep.
And after about 3 minutes, I'm like, just cut it. Because he's not saying anything. He's not saying anything of value. He's like dancing around. Like somebody tried to put him on point about that last night, about the whole Devontae thing. And he just kind of danced around it. Like I am like up to here with him. That's just the decision to play the starters. The dumbass decisions in the red zone, that's just like beyond me. You got 3rd and 1, and you have Tanner McKee line up and throw the ball 2 times in a row instead of taking points or running the ball. Tank Bigsby is averaging 6 yards a carry on 3rd and 1, and you don't run the ball 1 time?
I didn't like it either.
And then he gets in the red zone again, and oh, by the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. I tweeted it last night. I don't want to hear a damn thing by anybody else about Tanner McKee replacing our quarterback. Not another thing.
He's looking at you, Seltzer.
And I don't give.
Yeah, right.
And I don't.
Last person to say that.
And I don't give 2 rats whether he's playing with the first team, the second team, the third team, or whoever. Okay? I don't care. Don't talk to me again about Tanner McKee. I don't want to hear it. He's a good backup. That's it. He may be great trade bait. That's it. And I'd be shocked if we'd be able
Not
to get.
as great anymore.
Yeah, that took a hit yesterday.
But I'm just saying, you're in the red zone already. You got guaranteed 3 points. On the headset, they should have been talking to him. Hey, listen, we want yards. Don't get greedy. Okay? At least we got 3 points here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns around and you call a play where you know he's apt to throw that ball because he's already just scored 1 touchdown on the same type of route.
Well, you're also trusting him to not make that mistake, but he made the mistake. I mean, that's on the quarterback. He screwed up, flat out screwed up.
Now, listen, there's a reason why an OC is in a quarterback's ear until 15 seconds in the play clock. There's a lot of conversation that's going on in that situation. So you have the proper conversations to make sure that he does the right thing. That's the whole point. You're not going to get it all back.
Do you think he's getting worse, Tanner McKee?
I don't think he's getting worse.
Do you think Jalen?
No.
Do you think the coaching staff? Do you think there's a backslide occurring with our quarterbacks, our quarterback position?
No, this is what I believe. I believe that when you listen to the things that Jalen Hurts says, and people just kind of, he's coach's son, he's got all of these sayings. When he talked about, when he came out last year, is this what y'all wanted to see? When he said, I guess they let me out of my straitjacket today. When he talks about, them letting him out of his box. When he talks about playing to win opposed to playing to lose sometimes. See, what that speaks to me of as a head coach and an offensive coordinator that's trying to hedge their bets so far that they've taken him away from being able to really realize his true potential. And the same way that the protectionism that you get as far as resting players and all of this kind of nonsense, you're seeing it in the quarterback because there's times where he's scared to pull the trigger. And there's times where you've seen him, like that pass that he threw to A.J. Brown last week, where he threw it over one defender's shoulder and in between the other one. And then you go back a couple of weeks ago, he rips that seam route, John. Okay, don't tell me.
Doesn't happen often, but he can do it. He should do it more. I don't know why it doesn't happen.
They don't allow him to do it more, okay? When your MO has been that we're going to protect against, and then last week he also talked about, I'm just doing
protect against giving it away.
I'm doing what they tell me to do. Okay,
yeah,
I'm doing what they tell me to do, and then he turns around. They turn around and their MO is to
play not to turn it over.
Throw the ball 20 times.
We play not to turn it over.
Yes.
That's a problem. That's a problem
Yes.
of mindset, is what you're saying. Like
it goes back. It goes back to the whole
hurt. Don't play not to turn it over.
Goes back to the entire mindset.
You play to dominate. That's the word. That's the mindset. And what we're creating is the wrong mindset.
Well, it's worth me saying at this point, though, they win a lot of games, guys.
because the roster's unbelievable.
I mean, the last time they played the starters, they beat the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. I mean, I think the conversation's got a little too negative here. And I get frustrated with the offense too, Seth. I want to be very clear.
I just think the decision-making, like there's no doubt that the offensive line is flawed right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay?
For sure.
But the decision-making, just like it swipes a whole nother layer off the dessert, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Like yesterday, if your MO all season for the last 2 years has been, we're going to run the football, okay, and our quarterback we're going to minimize his mistakes by only allowing him to throw the ball about 20 times a game, unless we have to cut him loose. And then he comes in and says, Is that what y'all wanted to see?
Yeah.
They let me out of my straitjacket. I'm out of my box. And then you turn around and you got a guy that started, two games in his entire career?
One previously.
And you have him throw the damn ball 40 times yesterday. And your running back is cooking. Like
I hear you, man.
14, 15 carries for 75 yards. And you're going to allow the quarterback to throw it? The quarterback who's not mobile, a quarterback who you know they're going to come after because they're playing all their starters, and you ask him to throw the ball 40 times. Is it just me, or does anybody else see the insanity of that?
I thought it was
and understand why I look at Nick Sirianni and I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me.